The human ear is a good example of a sense organ that uses mechanoreceptors, or receptor cells that respond to mechanical stimuli. These specialized mechanoreceptors in the ear are called the hair cells. And we'll see a little bit more about how hair cells operate in a while. First, we want to take a look at the anatomy of the human ear. The human ear functions to detect both hearing as well as balance, rotational and gravitational balance, and all of these functions involve the use of the hair cells. Okay, so first, the human ear collects sound waves by catching them in the pinna, which is the large cartilaginous flap of tissue on the outside of the head, and that pinna directs the sound through the auditory canal, a passageway that leads the sound waves to the tympanic membrane. The tympanic membrane is a thin film of tissue at the end of the auditory canal that will vibrate as these sound waves bounce off of it. Now, all of these structures belong to the outer ear. In the middle ear, we have three ossicles, these very tiny bones, and they serve to amplify the sound that comes through about 20 times. And they do that by vibrating themselves and vibrating against each other to bring up the amplitude of the sound. The eustachian tube is another feature in this middle ear. That is a tube that connects to the back of the throat and the nasal cavity in order to relieve any built-up pressure caused by the separation between the middle ear's chamber and the atmosphere caused by the tympanic membrane. So frequently when the eustachian tube relieves this pressure, we experience that as a popping of the ears when we go up or down in elevation. Again, these structures are part of the middle ear. After the vibrations have been transferred to the inner ear, the cochlea is a big spiral-shaped organ in that location that will vibrate from those vibrations. And the cochlea has these fluid-filled chambers lined with hair cells. And hair cells are the mechanoreceptors that will trigger action potentials and synapse directly with the cochlear nerve to deliver those signals to the brain. Now, these structures are part of the inner ear. Hair cells are a type of mechanoreceptor that is found in these chambers inside the cochlea called the cochlear canals. And these are fluid-filled chambers, and those would be here in white, filled with fluid. So all of these tissue layers are bathed in a fluid in the cochlear canals. Those hair cells have small, tiny extensions called stereocilia that extend up into the fluid-filled cavity, and then their ends are embedded in another tissue layer called the gelatinous membrane, which is sort of suspended in that fluid. And here's an excellent picture of just stereocilia coming up from the surface of a hair cell and extending out into that fluid-filled cavity. Now, when the vibrations come through that cochlear cavity, we have the bending of the tissue layers causing the stereocilia to bend, and that is the mechanical stimulation required to generate the action potential. Now, the other major function of the ear is to maintain equilibrium, and the large looping canals of the inner organ, the semicircular canals, contain hair cells that are designed to detect rotational equilibrium, or a movement as you swivel from left to right. The vestibule is another portion of the inner ear made up of two large sac-like regions called the utricle and the saccule. These locations contain hair cells that are further modified to detect gravitational equilibrium, or a sense of up and down, forward and backward. And it does so with the help of very small granules called otoliths that slide over the hair cells and mechanically bend them in that way.